Welcome to the Chasen Museum of Art. Today you're about to take a self-guided journey exploring childhood through time. We'll move through four artworks, each offering a different perspective on what it means to be a child. Childhood is experienced and imagined differently across time, culture, and artistic perspective. By looking closely at these works, you'll explore how play, work, reflection, and community shape what it means to be a child, and how your own childhood might be seen through the eyes of an artist. As you walk, pay attention to the details, the emotions, and the stories these pieces are telling. At each stop, you'll do a short, creative activity, so keep your pens or phones handy because you'll be reflecting, imagining, and maybe even moving around a bit. You're about to begin growing up, how art imagines childhood. A short, self guided tour that explores how artists have pictured childhood, youth, and coming of age across time. When you're ready, enter the building and walk up to the first staircase on your right past the front desk/help center. Don't forget to put your valuables away. Now, walking up the first set of staircases, turn right into a hallway and you'll be approaching your first artwork, the Derby Porcelain Factory's Grape Harvester. You'll find it on the lower shelf of the porcelain display case near the central gallery wall. So stop one is Grape Harvester, Derby Porcelain Factory. Pause when you reach the case. Look closely at this tiny figure. Notice that child's posture, the grapes in their hand, the outfit, and even the fine details of their shoes. This child is part of a story about labor, idealization, and childhood as imagined by adults in 18th century Europe. Our first activity is Miniature Day in the Life. Take a post-it, index card, or your phone and write 3 things you imagine this child does in a day. Then circle which ones of these feel playful and which feels more like work. Fun twist. After a few moments, imagine you're shrinking down to the size of the figure. How would you move through the world differently? Walk around the display case for a few seconds to feel this tiny perspective, and imagine you shrunk to the size of the figure. Move around the display case slowly, stepping carefully like a tiny explorer. Pretend the grapes are boulders, the ground is rough terrain. Once you're done walking around and imagining this tiny lifestyle, whisper to your neighbor what it would feel like to be small in this adult world. Once you've finished, walk to your left across the gallery toward the painting Marie Spartali Stillman's La Penniciosa, 1879. Pause at the center so you can view it from about 6 feet away. Notice her gaze, her posture, the way her hands rest in her lap. This young woman is caught between childhood and adulthood, thoughtful, quiet, reflective. The artist captures a moment of introspection, showing that childhood isn't always about play. It can be about emotion, imagination, and learning to navigate the world. Our activity here is Thought Bubble. Copy her pose silently for 30 seconds. Hands, body, head tilt, even expression. Really get into it. Try exaggerating it. Taller, slouching, pensive. Feel how this posture communicates mood. After a couple of minutes of trying to replicate this, look at someone else doing the pose, and how does their version feel different? Talk about that with your partner. When you're ready, walk straight to the next painting along the gallery wall. George Williams Russell's Children Dancing on the Strand. Position yourself about 10 feet back to see the full scene. Once you're there, look at how the children move, leap, and dance along the strand. Notice the energy, the flowing lines, and the sense of freedom. Here, childhood is joyful, playful, and imaginative. A stark contrast to the porcelain figure you saw first, or the introspective young woman in Stillman's painting. The activity here is called Joy Hunt. Notice the children dancing. We have hidden small paper stickers near the painting to represent sparks of joy. Can you find the little sparks of joy hidden somewhere near the painting? Look carefully around the edges of the display or the floor nearby. When you find it, imagine it giving you a burst of the same energy these children feel. Once you find all 6 of them, you can get a golden sticker at the front desk once you're done with your tour. When you're done looking at this painting, walk along the wall to the final stop, John Woodrow Wilson's Street Children. Stand about 6 feet away so you can see the entire composition. Now look at these children in real life, communal setting. Notice their interactions, their expressions, and their environment. This artwork captures childhood as part of a community, sometimes tough but full of resilience and connection. The activity here is called Snapshot Story. Pick one child in the artwork. Give them a name, a short story, or a secret thought. Write one sentence about what that child might be doing tomorrow. Really give it some thought and carefully think about the reasons behind the story. Examine all the expressions and the feelings evoked. After about 10 minutes of silent thinking, turn to a partner and swap stories. You'll see how the same artwork can inspire very different interpretations. Once you're done with that, it's time for a closing/reflection. Please move to a seated area or a gallery exit for reflection. You've now seen 4 different perspectives on childhood: playful, introspective, communal, and idealized. Now, notice how time, style, and cultural context shape what childhood looks like. Before you leave, think about this question. If your own childhood were captured in a work of art, what would it look like? Would it be playful like Russell, thoughtful like Stillman, communal like Wilson, or idealized like the porcelain figure? Feel free to jot a note, sketch it, or imagine it in your mind. If you would like to submit your notes and final thoughts on the feedback cards, we will have that near the front desk. Submitting them will give you a chance to win our childhood raffle where you can take home a small bundle of childhood themed goodies, such as a chocolate coin, a mini sticker pack, and a surprise keepsake inspired by the artworks you saw today. Thank you for taking the tour. We hope you leave with new ways of seeing childhood and the stories artists tell about growing up.